Hello, welcome to the Mountain Oracle. I'm filling in for the true seat occupiers here. While Bob has gone astray, don't know where, forgot what day it was, I guess. He's about as bad as Joe Biden sometimes. Forget where he's at and where he's supposed to be. But all things aside, he's still pretty smart and a pretty good feller, and he would outdo Joe Biden in any debate. Funny thing about Joe Biden and his debate strategy, he's trying to get out of it because he don't know where he parked his hat, if he even had one. I would say that the way we used to see it, but I guess I better not. Anyway, poor old Joe, they're demanding or asking or stipulating that they have a instant fact checking, one of our little scrolls that runs across the bottom of the page so that they can fact check the president and make sure he ain't lied. And they won't, first off, they would never check Joe, and if you doubt that Joe lies, I'd be glad to give you examples, plenty of them. But he don't even know he's lied. I don't guess you can lie if you don't know you've lied. If you think it's the truth when you say it, then you've not lied, you're just incorrect. Well, he's been incorrect a lot, but he throws around that lie word a lot when he's referencing the president. But anyway, my question is, I've never had a debating class, but I thought the strategy was to get somebody to lie and be so fact-filled and knowledgeable yourself that you could refute that and embarrass the liar right there on stage or right before the audience or whoever's grading these things, like to us, you know. So if Joe's so sharp, why does he need a whole herd in the back room putting up questionable responses for him? That'd be like Donald Trump against the mob. But I don't think you ought to discourage a guy from lying. If you're in a debate, you just need to be able to refute what he says. That'd score you more points than if he goes out there and he's just completely truthful. Well, that's my question. By the way, this is going to be a very short video because I've got other things to do, and Bob's late, and I've already waited, and I've got other stuff to do besides be here and show you how dumb I am. But I've got a few things I'd like to talk about. One of them is the Durham report. What has happened to the Durham report? That's where the investigation of the investigators, the trumped-up charges against Donald Trump have been investigated, and they're still being investigated. And we used to hear from the political pundits, when's this thing going to appear? When's this going to be over? When's Durham going to release his report? And now they're not saying anything. Makes me a little suspicious. Is this a reverse October surprise in the making? I don't know. We'll see. And why are we so set on, why have we got people in both parties and high offices and high places determined to keep a conflict between us and Russia going? This kind of smells funny to me because we've had this competition between the U.S. and Russia going on for all my life and then some. And it's made billions of dollars for some people because as long as you've got that conflict going, you've got armaments, you've got all sorts of think tanks making a living just figuring out what Russia thinks about stuff. You've got a lot of people in high places and making a lot of money off of a Russian U.S. tension. And we've missed a few chances to change that. And I think that when Donald Trump, and you can say Russia helped elect him if you're a fool, but Russia no doubt meddled in their elections just like we do their internal affairs and everybody else's. We had, under Obama, we had a major effort involved in the Netanyahu election in Israel, because we got to get rid of Netanyahu. He don't like Muslims much. But anyway, we've had this thing ongoing all this time, and we've had these people that were doing well, just acting as advisors and acting as arms merchants and whatnot to keep the conflict going. Meanwhile, we've got people making a fortune off of China, and they have threatened the world. They've actually attacked the world, and through their playing around, intentionally or not, with this here coronavirus. I mean, look what they've done to the world, and that could have been avoided. But we've had people who did not want to offend China, so we've tiptoed around doing what we should have done. It's interesting to me that we've had such promising and grand results under Trump, who I never imagined myself supporting 4 years ago. Thought he was a joke. Turned out the joke was on me, but he's the only politician that ever actually did what he said he was going to do. Whether you like him or not, he's done his best to do what he promised. And speaking of politicians, our local mayor carried on the local tradition and got himself arrested today, and that's all I've got to say about that. But I guess that that's an abbreviated show for today. I'm not going to talk much more because I don't have a lot to say. But we're still trying to get the bugs out of this. We've got a problem with our audio. I hope you can hear me. I hope it's working out okay. But we'll get this thing fixed up and go live sooner or later. Just keep tuning in. And I guess that's it. Bye.